Peace, SupremeDaalmighty back in the building. Got words on the show. We do this a third time. Peace to the sponsors: Snow Grooms, Creative Juices Music, Elite Sound International, Blazing Up Radio, Vinyl Frontier, Smile the Ghetto Child. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit. Sorry for everybody that was tuned in this shit. We're gonna try and make this work. I don't know how, but we're gonna try and make this work. So we're gonna have to just talk about the album, bro, because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I restarted my phone, so I'm hoping the shit go right, but like I don't know, maybe we shadow banned or whatever the fuck that shit is. You know what I mean? We can't we're not allowed to talk about what goes on in the fucking virtual world.
Man, listen, okay? Like, I'm definitely on some lists of people of interest, without a doubt. So, you know what I mean? My government hates me. They know I exist. They don't like my presence on the planet Earth. They make my life difficult at every fucking turn.
All right, man. Well, before this shit fucks up again, I figure we get what we can out of it, because I don't know how to do the YouTube shit. I don't know if I can even add you on that shit. I don't know how none of that shit works. The only other option would be Facebook.
It could just be the internet connection, man. It could just be like, it hits a fucking point where it's like stutters for a second and it just shuts down because it can't.
Well, I got bars. You know what I mean? Like I got really good reception. I'm at the crib.
You got bars, son. I know you got bars.
You know what I mean? But I don't know what's going on with this shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's why I figured, fuck it. We get out of it what we can at the moment, because like this is exactly what I was talking about. It always does some funny style shit, and I don't know if I'm on that list too or something now, or I don't know what the fuck going on, but it's been happening more frequently, or I'd have guests on the show and it would just randomly shut off at certain times, and this and that. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man, but yeah. I mean, but anyways,
it's real shit, bro. Like, we're being watched, we're being listened to, the whole nine. Everything that the shit that when I was rapping about, it was like some future is now nonfiction back in fucking 2002 shit, you know.
Word.
And now that shit's like right here, right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers can just take over. Anyway, let's talk about rap shit. Fuck these techno lords, man. Fuck the tech overlords, man. Let's suck my fucking dick, and we'll move on to some rap shit. What's good?
Yo, word. All right, so let's get to this current project you about to drop, Stadium Fighter and shit. So I was listening to it and shit, and like I said, I had the pleasure of listening to it before you drop it and shit, and it was definitely, it piqued my interest. It had a mixture of different flavors and shit, you know what I mean? It had some like storytelling style shit. It had some straight raw in your face shit. It had some real good features on it and shit. So based off of what I heard, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin the what you want to call it, the impact. I want people to have their own opinion on the subject, but like, my opinion is fucking dope. But you know what I mean? But that's not even just because we people. It's just, you know how I am at this point. Like, if I don't like some shit, I ain't gonna talk about it. But long story short, it's a good album. But like, what made you want to name it Stadium Fighter?
Because that's what it's about. It's about a stadium fighter in Thailand. You know, it's a concept album. So I gotta explain why I got into it. Like, a lot of what we see right now is we see a lot of movie themes being stolen. We see a lot of the concept where they take something that already exists, and it's kind of like using someone else's creativity to push a false image of creativity in the project itself. And I saw so much of that happening, and I was like, everyone wants to theme their shit after a movie, but nobody's actually really trying to write a fucking movie and make it like a story, you know what I mean? And tell something from the beginning to the end, you know? That shit used to be done all the time in the 90s, man. So many storytelling albums and shit, and now it's like the covers. Anyway, that shit don't matter. But I saw all that, and that was when I was like, yo, I really wanted to, you know, step back into that realm of like creating music outside, not about hip-hop, or not about the struggle of trying to make it in hip-hop or the street, and create something completely different and kind of adopt a character, you know. So anyone who knows me knows, you know, Muay Thai is and has been a really big part of myself, my life, and my music for a really long time now. So I just came up with this idea. It's kind of themed around a famous fighter who got in a lot of trouble for some murder beefs. He's really, you know, he's a champion fighter, but he just kind of got caught up in a lot of fucking wild shit. But that was just the inspiration for it. And I came up with this story about this dude who's, you know, like any fighter in Thailand. From there, they generally start to feed their family and be able to contribute, and they start fighting at a young age and whatever. So that's kind of what it's about. Dude like gets into it and he becomes a well-known fighter. And of course, like the same as you would see in music, you know, people get some shine, they get some attention, they get that spotlight, and there's a lot of drugs and women and money, and that fast life is in their face, and it kind of just takes control of them. So that's what happens to the character. He kind of slips down that fucking dark slope, becomes very arrogant, just kind of squanders, stops training, stops really putting in his work, kind of thinking I'm the best, I don't need to, and hits a point where he's got to come back with his tail between his legs with nothing, and beg his gym to let him train again and try and bring him back to champion status and let him fight again and make money again. And then it's got a pretty wild ending, so I don't want to give too much else away, but you know, I wrote it like a story, so I mean, I'm not gonna front like it's, I don't know, fucking know what people are gonna take of it, you know what I mean? I don't know what people are gonna think, but I know I wrote it and tried to create an experience for the listener, which I don't think a lot of artists, even ones that have, you know, that are deemed really artistic, I don't feel like when you're listening to the music, the focus is giving the listener an experience. I feel like it's more trying to tie the music content to whatever theme they've kind of tied to the music, but without actually giving the listener an experience that's kind of like cinematic. Jay Royale is kind of the only one that I find when he makes his music, it's very, and he does it that way. It's presented that way. It sounds that way. It's very cinematic. Like when I listen to a Jay Royale album, it's kind of like being taken in back to like some, you know, Juice fucking East New York raw styles era shit, like that grimy style, that grimy time we all came up in, right? And I just wrote it to do that for the listener. I wanted people to listen to it and make a fucking movie essentially. So I don't know, man, that's the record. It's produced by Skinny Bones, the guy from Netherlands. He's out in Holland and shit, man. You know, I've been fucking with him for a while. He's a really good dude. He did all the beats, and when it drops, fucking cop it, press play, listen to it from the beginning to the end, and let me know if it fucking sucks or not. And if you tell me it sucks, I'll still tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, that's dope though. Like you see, it's got pretty much something for everybody. Even though it is, even if it was considered a conceptual album, because that's how you looked at it to be. But it's also, it has many varieties of you know what I mean, flavor in it. So at the end of the day, I can't really, I mean, because you're pretty much telling a story in it, but I can't really fully call it a conceptual album, only because of the sheer fact that there's so much in it and so much to take from it. But there's also a lot of metaphors, a lot of twists and different angles to it. So it's not like you're only storytelling. It's more so you have a lot in it. So with that being said, there's a lot of hype joints. There's a lot of you know what I mean? Like, I guess you could call them skits. Like Devil on My Shoulder, I guess they're kind of like considered skits in a way because they're short, but they still have meaning to it.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be the breakdown. If you listen to each one, it's him kind of going through these stages of arrogance, where the last one, he's like, yo, I'm fucked. I lost it all. Like, it's all gone. You know, I got arrogant and I squandered my shit, and now he's got to go back to the gym and be like, yo, let me train again, please. Like, I'm sorry, essentially, right? So the Devil on My Shoulder, that's what I use them as. That's why I use the same beat for each one, because they're supposed to be like definitive breaks where he's going from one stage into the next stage, you know, of his journey. So
no doubt. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I was wondering why you didn't switch beats within the stages, within the you know what I mean? Because I mean, it worked out, but it was more so, to be honest with you like so like as a listener, what I would take from it is I probably would want you to change the beats, but that's only because, as you said it, like it's going from stage to stage to stage. So with that being said, as listening to it, I felt like if the beat switched within the temperament or the whole situation, I think it maybe would have been a little bit like, you know what I mean, to my liking, but it came out dope anyways. But you know what I mean, I'm just being.
I did it in, well, I mean, but each one's only a minute long, right? So that was the thing. They're not meant to be tracks, and if I made them different, then they wouldn't have that definitive, oh, there's devil on my shoulder. Because each time one of those comes in, it's supposed to signify just by the sheer sound of it. So it was meant to be like a cinematic break, and that's why I used the same one for every time. When that comes in, that signifies the next. It was meant to be specific, and that's why I only made them a minute long. I did one verse and a little hook, and then move into the next track and move into the next kind of phase, right? So that's what I'm saying. When I put it together, I put it together not trying to create the hip hop album. I was trying to put together the movie. So I tried to step back from just like an audio perspective, because yeah, of course, man, the more beats, the better. But I was trying to create that cinematic experience. So that's why I stuck with using the same beat, was so that it was part of the experience and the whole kind of cinematic artistic presentation. Where if I was going a more hip hop route and they were just kind of these breaks in between tracks, I would have used different beats, right?
Well, more so like, I definitely know where you come from, but it's just, my thing is like, all right, because like if I listen to a cassette, I mean, this is just my opinion as a listener. So if I listen to an album, especially a conceptual album, like little things like that, to me, it's like it kind of changes my perception of when I'm listening. Sometimes, you know what I mean. Sometimes it works, but you know what I mean. Like
that's what I want to do. I want to change people's perception when they listen. I want people to step outside of their usual listening box and listen to the story I was trying to cultivate and the pictures I was trying to paint with it. You know what I mean? Because it's
destroy peace.
It's, you know what I mean. It's not me. It's somebody else. It's another character who's telling you his story. You know what I mean? And it's like, just be like a perfectionist in my own shit. I go back and I listen and I hear myself kind of getting into where I'm rapping about rapidy shit. And then I go back, you know what I mean? And it's just like, even like there's points in the album where just the MC comes through and I'm like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, point being, I was trying to give people something different, something that, I have a motto with the music I'm trying to make. And if you listen to anything I have to offer right now, you know, whether it be No Hooks, Just Elbows, or Winterborns, or Staying Gold in the Black Abyss, or whatever, and then this, I want to have albums that sound different. I don't want to recreate the same album, because like there's a lot of guys who are really dope, but you can listen to any one of their albums at any given time when you want to listen to a specific sound. I don't want people to put me on when they want a specific sound. I want people to put on specific albums to suit certain, like, specific moods. You know, like, it's like, here's an example, man, and it's not me trying to be disrespectful to the man's catalog in any way, but for the most part, you can put on, when you want that hard music, you're not going to be like, this is a specific Conway album that suits the kind of hard music I want. Like, literally, you can put on any Conway the Machine album, and it's going to be the same general mood to it. You know, shoot you in the face, you know, sell drugs, whatever. I don't want to create a catalog that's like that, even though, like, I wish I would love to make 10 albums that sound like No Hooks, Just Elbows, like, and just rap and just be the dopest. But in the end, I want to have left behind a bunch of different albums where I really tried to expand my sound or expand the listener's experience in the shit that I'm dropping. Because like, it's like, look at a good example is like Army of the Pharaohs. Like, they were really hot for a while because they had this sound that really caught on. But at the end of the day, that was the sound all day. It was like they was just the same sound, 6, 7, 8 guys rapping about the hardest shit they can fucking talk about, and you know, the sound eventually, nobody's, you know, the people have their favorite tracks, but for the most part, people grow out of a sound. I don't want people to grow out of my sound. I want people to be like, yo, when I listen to this album from Words, it really makes me, when I'm feeling like this, I put this album on. When I just want to nod my head and bang out, I put this album on. When I want to fucking sit back and smoke a joint and listen to a movie, I put this album on. And that way, there's a bit of legacy to the catalog rather than just a whole bunch of dope rap spitting albums. You know what I mean?
Now, just to touch subject, just to backpedal real quick. So when you do say the Army of the Pharaohs, do you mean at them as individuals, or are you talking about when they were the group? Collective. As the group. Oh, okay. Now I just wanted to clarify that, because I was going to say I can't really agree with that if you're talking singulars. Oh, all right.
That's the thing is. Here's we can even get into just a rap discussion. I've done songs with so many of those guys, man. I've I used to have really good relationships with a lot of those guys, like strong relationships. And a lot of those guys moved on to, and it was the ones who kind of pushed the limit a little bit, who moved on to me and App, we got our own shit for sure. But nonetheless, he put out a lot of really dope albums. Like, he matured as an artist, and he put out some really dope albums that would not be, to listen to his Army of the Pharaohs or his Demigod shit, would not be a good representation of the music he actually, was making as a solo artist, right? I feel that's why Self-Titled never really, he didn't go that distance that, let's say, Vinnie Paz, Apathy, Reef the Lost Cause went, because his whole style was just built on bravado and braggadocious punchlines and shit. And again, what a lot of guys don't take into consideration is like a lot of the heads that we grow older, right? We have wives, we have kids, we have, you know what I mean? So how often can you really put on the same music you were bumping in your 20s when you were getting drunk and sniffing coke with your homeboys, right? So it's like that music doesn't have the same longevity, because it's like, I feel like as people grow, they want to feel like their musical tastes are also kind of evolving or maturing with them. As we become, more grown men, our music tastes change, right? So it's like, I'm not gonna be sitting there with my girl, with my kid in the other room, and be putting on the same angry, ferocious rap music I would listen to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, some of these MCs were really artistic, and or continued to remain artistic and kind of built some longevity. If you look at the shit that made the albums that made Apathy famous, that would be considered his pinnacle albums: Eastern Philosophy, fucking Honky Kong. But at the end of the day, as far as the music I would connect with now, I connect with the music like Handshakes with Snakes and Where the River Meets the Sea or whatever, shit like that, because
he's growing with the time. He's growing with he's adapting to he's a product of his environment at this point. Cause we was all at that point, we was all slapping people around and doing wild shit. But I feel what you're saying. That's why I had to ask that based on what you said, if you meant by singulars or as a whole, because I know Reef has grown a lot from Army of the Pharaohs and then into his own. You know what I mean? If you hear his more recent albums, there's a lot of meaning to it. There's a lot of shit that us older heads can relate to, and it kind of, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel where you're coming from. But just to touch back real quick, just to backpedal one more time, because the album is shit with the skits. They're not skits, but the skits. So the reason I was saying also with the amplification of the beats, it's not so much you have to get more wild and shit, but it's more so I'm basing it on how we listen to movies, you watch movies and you listen to the soundtrack. A lot of the times they're gonna replay the same beat, the same theme in every other scene of the character, but then it changes. It actually, if you really listen, for those who listen to soundtracks and shit, really listen to things, it actually changes. There'll be more notes in it. There'll be other things that kind of give it more, you know what I mean, more, I don't know what you want to call it, like just to hype it up a little bit more. So that's kind of what I was touching base on when I said that, because at the end of the day, they're all dope, but they all have meaning and they all stuck out. But like that's what I'm saying to me as a listener. That's what I'm trying to clarify what I mean.
It's like essentially, man, because each one is a verse and a hook, and the hook's never the same. Each one, the hook is different. It's the same rhyming scheme and words, but I'm saying different things in each hook. So it's essentially one 3-verse track with 3 hooks split up.
Yeah, split up.
And divided over the album, right? So,
yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I was listening, like, say I didn't know you, and I was, I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck as far as me as listening. When I listen to albums, I listen for particular things. Like, that's just kind of how I am. I'm fucking, I don't know what you want to call it, but like, so like, if I was listening to it firsthand, didn't know you, and I heard, say, if I heard a change up in the beats, like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't all have to be completely changed up. But say there was different elements in the beat as you're rapping at the same time. I think it kind of would have, like, you know what I mean, grabbed me a little more. Like, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion at the end of the day. But I mean, like I said, skits, it really is not really a fucking serious thing, but it's just something I'm just pointing out as a listener. You know what I mean? Because there is different elements to each track. So, like, you know what I mean? You really can't take from that. But I like where you went with it anyway, though. Yo, Sofa, peace. That's the point. Yo, fucking Bad Seed, peace. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, every it has different elements, and I like where you went for it with it anyways, because like you said, it's a conceptual style album. So I like where you went anyways. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It all came out hot. I'm just saying, because
that's it. Just trying to create do things differently, and that's the whole approach to it, was to do it differently than the way I would approach a regular album, because I didn't want people to listen to it like a regular album. I wanted it to be something, you know what I mean? I want people to have to go back to it a second and a third time to really like, oh shit, I missed that line where you mentioned that, or oh shit, okay, now I know how this shit connects. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of the stuff that gets mentioned toward the end of the album is built around things I mentioned previous in the other songs, right? So like that's what I mean when I say, like, you got to listen to it from the beginning to the end and just kind of like, you know, like, yeah, there's a couple jams in it, man. Like, I got the joint with fucking Mickey Diamond and the homie Bro Pesci in there, the Bangkok Bar Brawls, which fit in real nicely. I think it just, like, brought this, like, a fucking warhammer into the middle of the record.
Like a fucking mosh pit with that track. It was real rugged. I think probably one of the most ruggedest tracks from what I feel anyways, like as far as like,
man. And you know, but that's the thing, is there's like levels, and I think it's like I listen to, let's say, no hooks, just elbows, and it has like a sound to it the whole way through. It's very distinct from the beginning to the end. But with Stadium Fighter, it's not like that. Because it's like, you ever listen to like a movie, like you ever listen to like a movie, motion picture score, but just listen to the whole thing with no movie, it really takes you all over the fucking place, man. You know, like when you're watching a movie, certain things stick out to you because you like it or whatever, but if you listen to it, take out the movie and you're not paying attention to anything with your eyes, you're just listening, those fucking motion picture scores go all over the place. They go weird and high-pitched and dark and fucking epic and like fucking super, you know. So it's like, that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to, like, I didn't want to take one album that just sounded a certain way, because then again, it was just, that would be more of the, you know, I got lots of albums like that. I wanted to do different shit. I want the character to be going through things. I have to have different sounding beats to kind of get across the character. I wanted there to be beats that sounded like it was happening in Thailand, like that Tuk Tuk Terrorist track, bro. That shit's fucking, that shit sounds straight up like it was just taken from some person playing some music in the streets of Asia somewhere, right? So it was like, you know, the whole process was different. The writing process was different because I had to, like, you know, try and be somebody else and not be me, you know. And then you write a record that's different and you stress and think. I hate everything, bro. Like, You know what I mean? I still haven't come to grips with how good some shit is because all I hear is everything I could have done different, and maybe that poisons my own process and my own enjoyment of my art, man. But at the end of the day, man, I love something for about 5 seconds, and then I pick it apart, and then I hate it. And I'm like, I could have done this better, and I should have done this. I shouldn't have said this. I should have said this. You know, and it's like I guess the fucking epitome of the tormented artist, because you can never be happy with even your greatest work.
Yeah. Now I feel you on that shit. I know how that be. Your peace, terror. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to sound like a dick. I don't want people thinking I'm coming off like a dick about the skits and shit like that. It's just because when I first listened to
York,
it,
bro, you're a dick, bro. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean? But you know, it still is, because when you kind of elaborated it a little more, even though like
I'm saying that shit all the time. I'm not trying to come off like I ain't trying to sound like a dick, and I'm like, but you're from New York, so you do sound like a dick. Like, it's not even an insult. It's just anyone who knows you guys. Even when you're being nice to each other, you sound like you hate each other half the fucking time.
Yeah, I can't front, but that is just because I just don't want people thinking like I have anything against it. Like, I liked everything on it. You know what I mean? It's just I pick apart. I'm kind of that way too.
Discussions, man. You and me are making music together, so you're allowed to kind of fucking be extra critical in any way. But
it's all for good reason though. You know what I mean?
Bro, and I know which FedEx truck is yours too. I got an air tag on that motherfucker, bro.
Yo, I'm dead. Like, yo, but like the thing is because like I said, like it's good and well put together. It's just sometimes when I listen to albums, not even just yours, like any album in general, I always go back and be like, I wonder if this could have been changed. I wonder if this and that and certain things. Because there is something I wanted to mention, which is actually kind of where I'm leaning towards. Because, for instance, the Bangkok bar brawls, like. Now, I had to ask you this because I'm pretty sure you're gonna say I don't know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. So, which did you like better, the original version or the remix?
Oh, bro, the original, the OG, most definitely.
Like the OG. See, now that's the thing. I like the remix. Yo, I don't know why, but
that's good, man. That's what I want, bro. I don't want to have one that's definitively the dopest and then another one, because I had a few other people tell me the same thing. They're like, yo, bro, like I kind of like the remix, man. I'm feeling that one. And then I've had people who are like, yo, the OG's hard as fuck. And that's what I want, man. I don't want to have one that's obviously way better. I want it to be like an opinion thing. Some people like this one, some people like this one. And then I just know that I made a dope track that's just based on people's personal preference as far as which version they like. It just means I'm going in the right direction even when I'm doing shit on the fly. Yo, only reason we made the fucking the remix was because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it past the fucking screening, the sample screening, because the original is straight from the Punisher soundtrack season 1, bro. Like, he really didn't change, like, as far as the sample goes. It's almost like to a T from the actual thing. So we did the remix because I was like, well, fuck, like, what happens if I can't press the record with the song on it? Like that's fucking. So we did that, and then I talked to the pressing guy, and he's like, man, I'll just kind of slide that under. So I ended up getting it on the streaming platforms too, but I had to give credit like the whole way through. I had to put the original composer as the writer, fucking ABC Music, all of these Marvel. I had to put it all listed in. So literally, I don't get no money. It's there, and my name's on it and shit, but I get fucking zero. Which, by the way, I'm gonna take this moment just because our good friends over at fucking Media Famous. I don't know how anybody who uploads their shit or did that is their fucking distro, man. These motherfuckers were not only the worst fucking people to deal with, but they sold Media Famous to some other distribution company, and when I had to go and sign up for a new distribution company to get my music transferred over. And then when I went to transfer my music over, because a lot of my projects are like Words and Vic Rhymes, Words and DJ TMB, Words and Skinny Bones, So there's two main artists. They said we can't fucking take any of it. So like any day, my shit could just not be on the internet anymore and just be gone, and I'll have to fucking re-upload it. They're not paying me out any of my money. I'm in a huge beef with these guys. This is the problem with this music distribution shit, man, because it's like anything. It's once you put your music in and you rely on these people to distribute your music, you have no fucking control over what they're doing in the background and who they're selling their company to. And then, you end up in a situation like mine right now where like I might have to start all over again. And even right now, I don't know who's paying me. My money isn't coming from Media Famous. Symphonic Distribution says they're not paying me out. And they didn't accept a whole bunch of my previously existing music. So it could just be wiped off the internet. All the Spotify lists it's on, everything, boom, gone. And then I have to start over again with it. And I have no control over it. So when people talk about, digital music isn't that bad. What happens if the company that you go through just sells their shit off and says, fuck you, and you lose it all. Gone. Someone says, I want to buy your company and I'm just going to absorb it and we want to buy it for $50 million. You think those people are going to say, well, we have all these artists that rely on us for their musical distribution? No, man, they're going to fucking sell, take the money and run. And you're going to be left to get fucked. So it's like we've added a new component to the music pool of us trying to be heard as artists, where we're already being ripped off as far as the money they give us because they don't give a shit. And now we have even less control over. We have no choice but to go the digital distro route, but we have no control over it. Once we're there, like they could do anything with it, and now it's like, so man, fuck all these fucking companies, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I'm gonna press physical music forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I'll be 80 years old with a stockpile of boxes of CDs from 2022 and 24 and shit. Straight up. Yeah, so I just want to address that because this is real shit that it's like nobody really gets into these discussions about how badly we're getting raped and how kind of fucking pathetic it is that we put our music out onto these platforms where we don't. It's almost like eliminated the middle class of artists. We're not getting paid anymore. We're not, because people can spend $9.99 on Spotify. They're not going to buy your CD now because why buy your CD when they can stream it for free, right? So it's like, man, it's like this web of artist slavery, artistic slavery. It just feels like it's fucking never ending.
With that being said, actually, let me kind of touch on that real quick. And this is something I've been thinking about. Shit, I honestly my tip for that shit, and I'm not sure how exactly it's done because I'm not like a fucking internet whiz and shit. But like, I think in those type of circumstances, the best option is to get your own website. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of those free websites now and shit like that. Go get your own website, right? You know what I mean? Get yourself situated, stream your albums on your website and eligible for download with a donation or something. So this way you get something from it instead of it going directly to these other companies and the bullshit. And there's a way to maybe monetize the streams you get from your own website so you can put it back into your music. And then eventually you can absorb sponsors to your page. And this is how I feel like the artists should be doing it now, especially in those situations, because can no one tell you to take the shit down because it's your website? Can nobody get paid outside of you as a third party because you're the third party? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this is what I mean. It's like it's the exact same issue with we were talking about with Instagram and YouTube. So Instagram is the convenience, right? So that's what I mean. Like, even though people want to see what you have to offer and people want to watch the show, they're more likely, like probably 70, 80 times more likely, or 80% more likely, to tune in when they're already on Instagram because it's right there and it comes up, boom, 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 right? Whereas YouTube, they kind of have to be like, seeking it out or tapped a reminder or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's the same thing because people want the convenience of the Spotify. That's where all their music already is. So if you separate your music from it, you're less likely to get people to actually go and take it in because it's not already built into their little convenience app. They're not already on it. You know, it doesn't fit into something they already use all day, every day anyway, which is part of the fucking problem. It's the same reason people don't buy the CD or buy the actual album, because it's already there. It's already in their little convenience app. They pay $9.99 a month and they get the world's music for free, which is the most insane. I've been saying this since I ever found out about streaming sites, that this is the most insane fucking idea ever that we've ever accepted. That we accepted that other people can spend $10 a month and then listen to our music unlimited times.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that goes back to what I was saying, because if you had your own website and you was able to benefit off it as an artist, like, that's the problem. Like you said, is all this convenience shit. It's like, but if us as artists was to do like the UPS and all these other niggas, where we form together and go on some strike shit, we can take the power back. But ain't nobody gonna do that, because, you know what I mean, we don't get our voice heard like these fucking mainstream niggas, because, you know what I mean.
And we if there's one thing we saw over the last few years, it is that all in all, the fucking hip-hop community has the collective balls of the fucking McDonald's Playland plastic ball pool that you jump in when you're a kid. Like, let's not, we know we could, because, but the thing is again, no. Fuck, it happened again. Oh shit, he's back! It froze up for a second and you came back. I thought we were done for, man.
Yeah, they listening in. That's what it is. They listening in, bro. Yo, yeah, we.
Dude, I mean, as soon as I start talking about the last 3 years and shit, and even remotely alluding to something that they don't like, they're like, they gave me a warning. They're like, chill out. Go back to rap. Go back to talking about rap. Don't talk about the last 3 years. You can't talk about the last 3 years, Andrew. What the fuck? They hate it.
Yeah, especially I'm trying to take money out their pocket. They don't like that shit. That's a fact.
All that money. Listen to me right now, man. This is my advice to everybody. Find as many ways that you can steal money from your government as possible, because they are stealing as much from you as they can, and they're giving it away for free. They're like, $50 billion over here, $100 billion over here, a gazillion dollars over here, bro. They're just giving away money. But it's like fucking what? What are you guys paying a gallon over there for gas now? $7-8?
Nah, $3 close to $4. This shit. It's bad.
Yo, $4, bro. What's going on? You stay out of Canada. We're paying like Jesus fucking. We're paying $7 a gallon right now, and that's in like mediocre, like middle ground. You go to like fucking Vancouver, Toronto, and it's like $2.25 a liter, so you're paying like $9 a gallon.
God damn, dude, that's a lot of fucking money, bro.
Dude, we live in a fucking capitalist, communist nightmare. If you have money, you're good. If you don't have money, you are fucked, buddy. Every way you go, man. Look. Things are so bad with finding a place to live in Canada right now. This is countrywide. This isn't like, this is anywhere you go now. Because there's 7 bazillion fucking brown people here now that they bring in like 50,000 of them a month or some shit like that. It's crazy, bro. They're everywhere. The immigration here is out of control. So there's people who are staying in shitty apartments that they should move out of. They're crappy, they're run down, but they're locked in on their rent. And if they leave that apartment and go find somewhere else, their rent will double. So there's like people who are just staying. So then you got landlords treating their tenants like shit because they want the tenant to move out. They want the tenant to move out. Say like, I got a friend who's paying $1,000 right now a month, and his landlord is fucking with him in every way he can because the landlord wants him to move the fuck out. can't kick him out, but he wants him to just say fucking and move out, because as soon as he moves out, he can double the rent to $2,000 a month, like that, no problem. So there's like crazy like shit going on over here, man, where it's very much survival of the fittest, and if you know the haves versus the have-nots, and you know, it's like real survival shit, man. Like the homeless shit is definitely rivaling some of the United States more devastating places. Like, you know, I think maybe Baltimore and Philly are the only ones that have like worse spots than most Canadian cities right now.
Yeah, it's bad, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we could talk on that all fucking day, all night, because I already know how the fuck the shit is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna let that shit rock. You know what I mean? Hopefully next time we come back to another interview, shit will get better, which is a very, like, a fuck toss a quarter in the fuck type of dream at this point. But
the next time I come on, we're gonna be talking about fucking our record, man. And I don't know. I don't even want to drop the name on people yet. I don't even want people to know the name yet, bro.
Word. That's how I was like, you know, I was like, yeah, let's just let the shit rock for now, because when we come back, we're gonna have so much to talk about and shit. But yo, before we wrap this up, before, you know, these motherfuckers like cut the shit again or whatever the fuck they doing, you gotta drop some bars, bro.
Went down to drop some bars.
You know what fucking time it is, nigga. You know how I get down, bro. You ain't coming on this motherfucking show and ain't dropping no bars.
All right. Yo, what the fuck is that you bragging on? I'm a fire-breathing dragon song, repping Diagolon. I have to drop the baddest bomb. Yo, yeah, you fucked a grown up, but it was the fattest mom. You're a piece of shit. I spit this with this easy brick to slap you in the face when I have to leave you bleeding when I beat your shit. I'm the one who walks with a beaten chip on the tip of my shoulder. You ain't shit. You talking like you was spitting. You equipped like a soldier. But I'm the one that'll be flicking the rock and flipping the boulder right on top of your head, and that's the way that the winning was over. Yo, most of these rappers ain't shit to me and Supreme. They just a wannabe teen dream while they are fucking underlying supreme fiend. I seen them on the block with the crack pipe. I know they ain't able to act right. They say, words, why don't you act white? I'm like, shut the fuck up, let's get back and I'll get my rap stripes when you get smacked in the back, because you don't understand that I like to jab fights and smash rappers in the face when I grab mics and say, oh shit, that's nice. You better understand, I'm the underground, not wonder to bring the thunder down. Yo, I'm the one that'll be rolling over than under fam. Yo, you nothing. Yo, I'm the motherfucking son of Sam. I'm a rapping beast, a guy who has to walk on these fucking blackened streets. Don't try to ever come and jack the beast before I have to snack and feast and the spine from your back's released.
Yo, all right. See, that made it worth the fucking 3 attempts to this fucking interview.
All right, there we go.
Word,
there
yo.
All right, man. Well, I mean, let's fucking see it off on a good note, and before it fucks up, and we let's end it on our terms. We're going out on our fucking terms.
Yo, fact. That's how I'm trying to do it, bro. That's why we try to tell people, like, yo, because everybody's like, why ain't you doing the show longer? Like, yo, because they cut me at like $1.30 a site, so I'm cutting this shit earlier. I'm gonna fucking show my shit. I'm not doing that.
Right there, man. That shit.
You know what I'm saying?
They cut me at $1.30. I ain't trying to stop this shit early.
Nah, man, but I do have a habit of talking a lot. I will say that much. I know some of these motherfuckers be like, damn, this nigga is still talking about this and bringing up these and trivias, and I be having people on their fucking toes. They be like, yo, it's too late tonight for this shit. Word.
Yep.
But yeah, now, like I said though, we definitely got a project coming out and shit. We gonna be working on that shit, because like I said, man, your well-being comes before all else at the end of the day. So you know what I mean, when it drops, it's gonna be worth it. It don't matter what length of time.
100, man. And you know, like, again, man, you know, doing shit solo and kind of, you know, navigating this crazy maze that is everyday life and dadhood and shit. You know, it's it's not even just like it's staying in that mind frame, like being able to keep that fire, because I write and I move and I work when I'm full of that fire, right? And sometimes like I think I mentioned it on the album, man, on our record. I think I talked about like sometimes I feel like it's just a pilot light. You know what I mean? Like that fire isn't there. I need that spark to kind of turn the pilot light into a raging blaze and a furnace, and then, you know, and it's like sometimes life just fucking sucks that out. So, you know, been going through some ups and downs, but like everything's leveling back out, man. It's a war zone, and fucking I'm a soldier in the fucking thick of it. So I'm just trying to like keep my daughter safe and keep making music. And but we always spoke in the record, we know where it's going, so we'll have it ready to go. And when it comes out, like I'm telling you, man, it's fucking next level. Like, if you're sleeping on Supreme as a producer, stop. Just stop it right now. Stop it.
Word, yo, I'm saying, and like I said, man, you're a good brother, bro. Like outside of everything else, man. Like I said, we've been, you know what I mean, we've been homies for a minute now, and you know what I mean. I've seen your ups and downs, and you know what I mean. So I'm just glad you're doing good. You're doing better than, you know what I'm saying, you was. So I'm just putting that out there and shit. But yeah, so I mean, we gonna keep it moving.
You're one of the few who actually checks in and is like, yo, you good? Like on a real level, like a human level, are you good? You know, I only got a couple people that actually reach out. It's like sometimes that's the fucking hard part about being the outspoken, you know, kind of like axe on the battlefield type of dude. Is like, you know, not everybody thinks I'm always like I'm made of fucking solid steel and I can just like take everything and life doesn't get me down and shit. You know what I mean? So there's you and a few other people who actually reach out like, yo, you good? You know, on some real shit. So I appreciate that, man. So, you know, much love and respect, brother. And peace to everybody who tapped in and everybody who's going to see this if he posts it up on the page or whatever, man. So, yo, much love. And I'll check out the Stadium Fighter record when it drops. And stay tuned for me and SupremeDaalmighty's record. It's when that shit comes, we'll let you know. But it's really, really dope. It's everything that you would expect from a record that I say is as dope as you want it to be.
But yo, before we lead off though, I gotta ask one question, bro. Are you gonna be in the Deadpool 3 movie? Yo, bro, you look like fucking Wolverine, bro. Like I'm telling you.
I've been doing my fucking hair like this since 2008, 9, like that time frame. So like I just stayed with this my whole life, bro. Like this is my shit. Fuck fucking Hugh Jackman, man. He can kiss my motherfucking ass. This is my shit.
Bro, that was where the money's at though. You could be the stunt double, bro. You dad look, I know you got the moves. Yo, you know what I mean?
Dude, they put me on a training regimen to look like Hugh Jackman did in those fucking X-Men movies. Fuck yeah, son. Yeah.
I had to say that, bro. Yo, I will say this too before we dip out though. I don't know if it's possible, but for the Stadium Fighter, man, I think like if you didn't already have this idea, I think it would be dope to make it into a comic book series. But like I mean, like one comic book at least to match up with it, because it's such a dope album, so much dope concepts to it, and the way you explained it and elaborated its existence, it'll be a dope comic. You know what I mean? To see a fighter go from downs and ups, and then, you know what I mean, to make it to where they need to be. I think it would be a dope, be a pretty dope comic, man, or an animated shit. You know what I mean?
I just need somebody to animate it that wouldn't charge me $10,000.
Shit, word. Unfortunately, yeah, I know. Trust, but maybe we can.
Over at Heroes and Head Kicks, but I mean, I'm telling you, he did the cover for no hooks, just elbows. But I mean, I think about what one image cost, and then I'm like, yo, can you do like 50? You know what I mean? So, yo, if you know some dope animators who want to get down with some cool hip hop concept, have them holler at me and whatever. But you know what I mean?
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, it's something to think about.
That would fucking vibe real nice, man. That would vibe real nice.
Or yeah, or at least a poster. You know what I mean? When you release the shit, post it, man. Because I thought, you know, if a dope ass poster that would match up to that shit, man, I probably thought that shit on the wall. That shit look fly. You know what I mean? It should be ill.
Yeah,
I like the artwork work for the other shits too. You know what I mean? So it's like it would be a dope thing to have somebody put on the wall and shit like that. But
yeah. Word, man. Word.
but yo, but what's
I got some shit up my sleeve, man. I got some shit up my sleeve, bro.
what's the you got a release date yet, or is we not yet? All right, cool. So if anything, when we look back on this after this interview and shit, the release date will be released, and you know what I mean. Everybody can look forward to this shit because I already got it. So you know what I mean. I'm listening to it, and the shit's fire. So
it'll be before the end of October.
Oh, that's perfect. That's not that far away. You know what I mean? You making it sound like it's gonna be motherfucking 6 months to a year, saying like, word. Good. I'm glad it's coming sooner than later. Cause yeah, like that's a dope product. I think that'll be dope. An October release would actually be pretty dope. To be honest with you.
That's like the latest I'd want to drop a record, and you know, we're semi-warm, at least a little warm. Not like warm, but you get past October and it's fucking snowy, and Winterborn's the only one that worked with that shit, man, because that's a winter album. But anyway, yo, we'll talk about more Winterborn shit next time, and you and I's record and shit. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on and talking our shit. It took 3 times to keep it moving, but
yeah, word.
You know what I mean?
I'm hoping it doesn't keep doing this shit, because I might have to call it. I might have to throw in the towel. But you know what I mean? It's all good though. I'm glad we got to finish the shit. You know what I mean? Because I was really about to say fuck it, I'm going to sleep because this motherfucking shit is acting stupid. Like,
I'm definitely going to smoke right now though. Boom. I'm fucking rolling up a big one, and that's it. Game over.
Okay.
Fucking icky, bro. This shit fucking ripped my head off, son. Shout out to my lady Nikki for fucking sending this through, because this is fucking fucked me up. Shit, you should be able to smell it right from over there, bro. This shit stank, man.
I'm dead. No doubt, bro. But yeah, once again, man, I'm gonna keep checking in on you. You know how we doing shit. But fucking, I'm gonna post this shit up soon. You know what I mean? But yeah, but until the next album, or whatever the case, you already know, bro.
Word up, man. Much love and respect, brother.
All right, brother. Be safe, man.
You too, man. Peace.
All right, peace. Yeah, that was the homie Words is back. Sorry for all the problems with the last 2 tries. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit, man. I really don't. I'm trying to do this show for y'all, but fucking Instagram keep fucking with me. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't got the funds to be fucking, you know what I'm saying? To do my own fucking app and whatever the fuck it is, or whatever the case. I mean, I'm trying to get the show to where it needs to be. I just need a platform. You know what I mean? Because if Instagram ain't the platform, then I need another platform. If y'all got any ideas, post a comment below. You know what I mean? When I drop this video and shit. Because I want to keep this going for y'all. I don't got the patience for this shit. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's unfair to the artists that I bring on, first off. Second off, it's unfair to me because, you know what I mean? I got family, I got life. I don't get paid for this shit. So, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I can. So, if y'all got any other solutions, any suggestions, or anything on how to fix this shit or whatever the case, just let me know and shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep this going for now, but soon, until they shut my page down or they fucking ghost me or whatever the fuck they be doing to people. But you already know, hip hop all day. You know what I mean? We don't do that funny shit around here, no mainstream bullshit. This is all for y'all. Hip hop all day. Anyways, you know what I mean? Check out, you know what I mean? Words is back. You know what I mean? Follow him. Make sure to check out his previous releases too. Well, worth mentioning, you know what I mean? Listen to them. Stadium Fighter will be dropping hopefully soon, like you said. You know what I mean? Tech One, peace to everybody. You know what I mean? We had a couple of dope names hopping in here, which I appreciate. I saw I Destroy hopped in. Peace and blessings to him. I seen fucking Bad Seed. You know what I mean? We had a couple names in here that I appreciate you hopping in and shit. You know what I mean? Even if it was for a brief second, it don't matter. I appreciate that. But yo, shout out to the sponsors, you know what I mean? Snow Goons, Creative Juices Music, Elite Sound International, Blaze 'em Up Radio, Vinyl Frontier, Smile with the Guild Child, you know what I mean? The usual suspects and shit. Make sure to check out all their pages. Make sure to follow them so you can check out some of the hip hop, the websites, the Merc, CDs, everything that everyone's popping off. You know what I mean? Yo, Mars Noel, peace. Make sure to check him out too. He got some fire. We're gonna be working on some shit soon. But yeah, also make sure to follow my sons, Superb Dynasty, Samurai Dynasty. You know what I mean? They got beats for sale. This shit is official. You know what I mean? Keep it a buck. We got the homie Mars One. I got a project I produced completely for him. We got a lot of dope shit on there. We're gonna be releasing hopefully soon. You know what I mean? Through hopefully my family, the Snow Goons, through the Goon music, hopefully. You know what I mean? But shout out to DJ Illegal. We appreciate everything he does for hip hop because he does a lot. Him and Deck Gunner, you know what I mean? Generation, they do a lot for everybody. If you got music, send it through to them. If they like it, they'll play it. They'll run it through, whatever the case. You know what I mean? Anyways, much love. Appreciate all y'all, man. I hope you have a great week and shit. And I'll check y'all next week. Peace.